AB Intox-Detox, how you doing? This is yet another podcast which I've been trying to keep up with. And is it really a podcast if it's not on iTunes, or I guess it's more like a video blog on my phone? The dog's barking. I'm barking about something. I don't even know what I'm saying. I start weak, but I always finish strong. I'm trying to get more sophisticated here by propping my phone up against something so I don't have to hold it the whole time. And it's not going well because the phone keeps slipping down. I need to do better. Worst ever. Okay, this is actually a pair of scissors. This is how high tech I am. This pair of scissors is actually holding up the whole podcast right now, which is not really a podcast. It's more of a video blog. Anyway, let's actually get into what we're going to talk about. First of all, don't tell anybody, but this is an Irish coffee. And not just because I'm Irish and I'm drinking coffee. It's got whiskey in it. Anyway, whiskey is good for you within certain amounts and conditions. So don't get crazy. We always recommend responsible drinking, obviously. But it made me laugh because I was thinking about it. There's this quote from The Simpsons. If you remember the episode of The Simpsons where Homer and Ned Flanders go to Vegas and they meet their Vegas wives and they get married. And then the Vegas wives come and find them and they actually try to move in and live with them because they think it's like their meal ticket or whatever. And like the first morning that Ned Flanders' Vegas wife is there, she says, Nettie, I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly, but The Simpsons are just brilliant in my opinion. She's like, Nettie, Irish up this coffee for me. And Ned comes over and he says, shh, we don't say the I word in the Flanders household. Hilarious. They don't say the Irish word. So funny. That's actually on my outline. I actually put that on my outline. I was like, I need to tell them that. So if you get that, or if you've seen that, or if you want to YouTube it, Google it, please do, and have a laugh for me because I think it's hilarious. If you don't think it's hilarious, close this window or whatever you're doing on your phone. Just don't listen to me anymore because you're not who I want to talk to. I wish you guys would talk back to me. I mean, one person made a comment on one of my videos, which is, I really appreciate that. Someone is actually paying attention to something I'm saying. Despite what it sounds like, I actually have important things to say. So I'm getting to that. So the last podcast was a complete bust. Like I screwed up and I didn't post it the right way. And so this is like either 6 or 7, depending on how you look at it. But maybe it's like 6.5, which made me think of this British saying, they're all 6s and 7s, like, you know, on a 1 to 10 scale. The players are all 6s and 7s, which is just like, they're just okay. I feel like in life, most people are 6s and 7s. Like, I want to deal with 9s and 10s and maybe 8s, at the very least, 8s. But, you know, and I think everybody wants to be average. They want to fit in. They don't want to be like me. They don't want to be on a podcast talking about hangover remedies and putting themselves out there. Like the tallest blade of grass gets cut first, right? Well, I mean, you know, that's the chance you take in trying to be great at anything or doing anything important with your life. So yeah, just lay down, be the lowest blade of grass, never take a chance getting cut, and just, you know, the one life that you have, I don't care what your religious beliefs are, you're only going to be human once. Because when you go to heaven, if you believe in that, you're not going to be human anymore. If you have endless life, then it's not precious. There's no time. There's no urgency to do anything important. And I once had a conversation. Well, I've had the conversation many times. But the first time I had the conversation was with one of my best friends. And we used to play ping pong and we used to talk about the universe. We're like, if the universe is what we believe it is, and human life is what we believe it is, then ipso facto, I'm my boss, and no one else can tell me what to do. And this life is for me and for us and for our family and our friends, and that's what it's meant to be. It's not for anybody else. Like, yes, we can do great things together that people can talk about for centuries potentially, but it's for us. It's our experience. It's all about the experience. So, here's my point. Don't be a 6, don't be a 7. Be a 9, be a 10, be a 20. I wish children in this country were taught that, like, we tell them they can be anything. We tell them that. We don't teach them how. They need to know how. We say, you can be anything. Stay in school, don't do drugs, go to college, you can be anything. Nonsense. All that is nonsense. I mean, some drugs are helpful sometimes. Alcohol led me to develop this company, which is a great thing that helps humanity. I'm not promoting dropping out of school and doing drugs. I'm just saying, like, being a contrarian, stepping outside of their box is sometimes a good thing. And children need to know that that is an option, like entrepreneurship, the engine that created America. Everyone just wants to sit back in a Atlas Shrugged dystopian nightmare and just collect and not produce. You cannot collect without producing. And that is the moral law of the world. And money is the physical substance on which that moral law flows and operates. So you need to remember that. You should listen to Francisco d'Anconia's speech from Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged if you forget the fact that you need to produce more than you consume. I'm never worried about money. Like, even if I'm broke, I'm not worried because I have produced far more than I have ever consumed. Look at this. We've had a wardrobe malfunction in the middle of my podcast. But this is the thing. If you produce more than you consume, you will never be hungry. Never. You will have someone that will invest in you. You will have someone that will help you to get where you need to go. See how I keep flowing with this as I'm trying to mend the disaster that this has become? This is life. Life is what happens while you're busy making other plans, said John Lennon. Very wise person who is also maybe a little bit too much of a dreamer. I'm a dreamer myself, but I love the man. I love his songs. He was very good at the job that he chose. Do you think that he needed to go to college to become one of the lead singers and writers for the Beatles? I do not think so. I think that his life experience and who he was led to that development. I'm not going to preach on and on about that. Don't be a 6. Don't be a 7. Be a 9. Be a 10. Be a 1 million. Be an Einstein. Be a Adam Duritz, one of my heroes. Don't be me. I'm busy doing that. And I'm not that great. But I'm a great example of what a hardworking person with dreams can do because I'm not as bright as I seem, which I don't think I even seem that bright. So I'm far dumber than you think. But anyway, I want to talk about what I'm wearing because everybody, like, they do these things, like these beauty people, and they're like, oh, I'm wearing this and I'm doing that and here's my makeup. So I want to tell you about what I'm wearing right now. Right now, I am wearing a hat from a cidery in Lake Anna, Virginia called Coyote Hole. I really like their cider because it wasn't super sweet. It was tasty. I like apples and I like alcohol, and putting those things together is like, that's a win-win for me. And them, because they're doing a great job. Have not been to their tasting house, and they have not started selling Intox-Detox. So who wants to go with me? It's on my list. Also, wearing this sweet Intox-Detox bracelet, which I always wear. Unless I get sick of it, and then I rip it off, and I'm like, I don't want to wear this, and then I can't find it, so I have to go find another one, because I have a ton around here. If you want one, email me. Maybe I'll send you one. I mean, no problem. Thanks for watching. Also, this is a sweatshirt. It's kind of hideous. This is what I just wear around the house. Like, I don't go out in public in this. Well, I actually do. Go to the gym in it a lot and other places too. But I treasure it because it's from Slippery Rock, my alma mater. Yeah. That means I went to college. And as I said, I wish I didn't in a lot of ways. I'm glad I did. But, I mean, did college really help me to be an entrepreneur? Maybe. I mean, I was always a problem solver. It did teach me to write papers, solve problems, take tests. It also taught me to get really drunk and be able to wake up and go to class. And I feel like I still do that because I have some drinks. I got Intox-Detox, so I don't have to worry about the hangover, but I'm still tired and I have to wake up. I have to go to the gym because that's how I keep myself accountable. I have a balance in life. Gym, bar, that's my balance. And that's what I did in college. I worked out, I drank, I went to class, and I still have to wake up for class. We all have to wake up. Somebody's got to make the donuts. Ayn Rand, you cannot consume more than you produce. That is the most American thing ever. Americans invented the phrase to make money because we produce stuff. So if you're going to fall behind, and I don't care about, this is another thing I wanted to get into, is politics. I jumped ahead on my outline, but I don't care because I'm flowing with it. If you're an American, forget about all this identity politics, forget about Democratic, Republican, forget about all this stuff. Do you love America? Because America is, I don't know if it's the greatest country in the world. I think that supremacism makes us lazy and sloppy. I think that has led to the problems that we have, the debt, the fact that we don't pay our bills as a country. I mean, we are all Americans. We need to come together because if we work together, we could do anything. I do believe that. But I think a lot of people, they want it for free. They forgot that you have to produce more than you consume. And right now, Americans, with a going on $21 trillion deficit, we are consuming more than we produce. And that is not sustainable. It's not okay. And I think that whatever political place you fall in, you need to think to yourself, what more can we produce? What more can we do? Can we improve the world in some way? Even if it's small, even if it's a hangover remedy or a app like I'm developing now, which is another thing I want to talk about. But whatever it is, can you contribute to the world? If you can, do it. If you can't, go sling drinks or coffees at Starbucks or the bar or do something to contribute positively to the world. Have a kid, adopt a kid, do something that contributes. And if you think that you can just get free lunch and free drinks and free everything and you don't have to produce, then you're living in a dream world. And they will give you everything for free. And they will take all of your freedom in return. And if that's an exchange you're willing to make, then you are not an American. Because we have never been willing to make that trade. That's what our revolution was about. In a sense, that's what our Civil War was about. In a sense, that's what we're going through right now. We are not willing to make that trade. Enough preaching. I'm reading a book by Tim Draper. It's called Startup Hero. I'm going to the Collision Conference because I pitched an app. Who knew? AB has app ideas rolling around in his brain. Intox-Detox, people love it. I love it. I pulled a rabbit out of a hat. I thought that hat was worn out, but I'm trying to pull, I don't know what it's going to be. I'm hoping it's another white rabbit, but maybe it's a green rabbit. Maybe it's a dragon. Maybe it's a stick of dynamite that's lit. I don't know, but life is exciting. And I like to reach into the hat and try to pull out things. That's my entrepreneurial nature because I'm not a 6 or a 7. At least up here I'm not. Maybe I'm a 4 actually in reality, but in my head I'm a 10. And guess what? I'm going to hit harder than anybody else. And I'm going to come back again and again and again. I'm going to fall off the horse. The horse can step on my neck and trample me, but it doesn't matter because I will get back up. And that is me as a person and my personality. That's what Americans do. Okay? So stick with me. Anyway, reading the book, How to Be a Startup Hero, Tim Draper. I believe that's the thing. I'm going to meet him now. That's weird. It's actually my mom who gave me the book to read. She's like, read this book by Tim Draper. He'll give us $1 million for our company if you write him. he has a thing, like a contest or something. And I'm like, I need to know this guy before the end of this year when I think the contest is, or before this. Like, I need to know him now. Like, he's writing he's writing about my life. That's an ongoing joke with me and my friends. Oh, this song's about my life. Like, I hear a song, I'm like, oh, this is a perfect song, perfect moment. This song's about my life right now. His book is about my life. It really is, though, because like he actually believes in entrepreneurs and startups and all the Ayn Rand stuff and producing these things that I'm talking about that are principles to live by, that create the structure of our society that we need, is people that have dreams and follow them and develop tangible manifestations of those dreams. It's one of the most honorable things you can ever do in life is to take your dream and make it tangible and improve the world. That's what his book's all about. I'm not going to dwell on it, but I will say this. It wasn't my high school graduation because I don't remember who spoke at my high school graduation, but there was somebody that spoke at my friend's high school graduation. Her name is Jenny. And I remember what he said. He's one of the local newscasters in the Washington, D.C. area, and he said, don't believe everything you think. That's really interesting, and that's deep. So I'm going to let you dwell on that, but I'm going to give you my brief little interpretation, because you might think you can't do something. You might think you're not good at something. But don't believe everything you think, because your mind can play tricks on you. What you believe, what you dream, what you hope is just as real as what you think. Yeah. See what happened there? Mind blown. The things you think are not as real as you think they are. The things you believe and dream of are more real than you think they are. The only difference is action. So you have to take action based on your thoughts and your dreams and your hopes. Therein is found the entrepreneur, the greatest form of person in the world that creates nations, that creates Apple, iPhone, Steve Jobs, Einstein, Nelson Mandela. It all starts right in this little cranial capacity. It all comes from there. You can't do anything without it. And if your mind is set against your mind, then you will never achieve anything. You're a 5. You're not even a 6 or a 7. Are we all geniuses? No. But I think everyone has something they're genius at. My mom has a lot of things she's good at, so don't take this the wrong way. She makes really good egg salad and potato salad. I always think, like, anytime I have potato salad, I'm like, it's all right. It's got potatoes in it. It must be good, right? I'm Irish. But I always think, like, it's not my mom's. And then I thought to myself, well, is this just because I love my mom, so when she gives me potato salad, I think it tastes better? No, that's not it. I've had, like, let's call it, 20 some years of tasting other potato salads, and it's not that. It's not my love for her that makes me love her potato salad. Her potato salad is just one of the best potato salads in the actual world. It makes her a genius at potato salad. She's genius at other things, but, so we all have things we're genius at. It doesn't have to be like starting a company. You could be a genius at being a dad. Like, I'm not, but I try hard. I mean, my dad tries hard. We're not perfect. My whole thing for my child, my daughter, Addison, is to make her life magical. Like, I want her to see the world for what it is. I want her to, I'm not putting blinders over her. Like, we all live, we all die, we're human. These are our limitations, but the world is also magic. And I think the entrepreneur brings magic to the world. And if you can't bring magic into a child's world, like, you can't bring magic into anything. It all starts there. And in a sense, I think entrepreneurs are children. We just live. We pay bills, we pay car payments, we drive cars, we do adult things, we drink alcohol like adults, but we're all just children dreaming. and it's beautiful, and that's the way it should be. Richard Branson, I mean, Steve Jobs, the most for that matter, Elon Musk, or these cryptocurrency guys. I mean, like, they're just children playing in the world, and you think you need to go to work, and you think you need to do this, and you need to do that. But what if you were just a child and you just did what you wanted in a way that improved the world? Somebody would pay you for that. That's why I don't worry about money, even though I have no money. So that's that. I'm getting very kumbaya here. Maybe I should sing Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Should we have a campfire and hold hands? We're not all geniuses, but we're all genius at something. I sincerely believe that. I already talked about America. I'm looking at my outline. I think I'm about done. Intox-Detox is going to Pittsburgh, February, I think it's 23rd, 24th. It's right on my birthday. I'm going to be 38 years old. Happy birthday to me. I need to end this thing. It's going over 20 minutes, which is too long. But I will be in Pittsburgh for those days for my birthday celebrating. We're doing Beer Fest, Pittsburgh Beer Fest. Great event. I love this company. I think it's awesome. The band is awesome. Come out if you live anywhere within 100 miles or whatever is reasonable to drive. Come out. You can hang out with me. You can come to our booth. If you actually come to my booth and say, hey, I saw your podcast, I will give you 3 free packs of Intox-Detox. Just to prove to myself that someone is watching this stuff that I'm doing. Anyway, come out and see me. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm not even going to tell you about the crazy costume I'm going to wear, but you can come see for yourself. It's going to be crazy. My best friend and my sister are going to be there. I mean, that's enough. That's really enough of a reason for you to come. I mean, me being there is enough of a reason. But it'll be a lot of fun. So also, I'm going to be in New Orleans on April 30th. I didn't talk about my startup. I'm going to do that next time. I'm also afraid someone's going to steal my idea, which I think I already talked about on another podcast. So I hope you don't steal my idea, because I'm going to go pitch it, because I've been formally invited to go pitch at this thing in New Orleans in April. I'm so excited. April 30th, the Collision Conference in New Orleans. And who knows? Maybe this guy pulled another rabbit out of the hat, like I was saying. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't happen. I don't know. But I'm not going to be a 6. I'm not going to be a 7. I'm going to live my life and try to do great things. And all the people that are like, haters, talk. All you do is talk. Why don't you do something? Shut your mouth and open your eyes and live your life. Don't be a 6. Don't be a 7. Be a 1 million. Be something else. Be positive in the world. That's my whole purpose in life. And, if I ever stop doing that, even for a second, then literally smack my face. Like, smack my face. And bring me back to reality and say, hey, you're not even a 6 or a 7 right now. You're being a 4. And that will wake me up. And hopefully I will get woke, which I like to call enlightened, because I'm not a millennial. And I still appreciate grammar when I need it. But I also appreciate abandoning grammar and just making words work for you. So I'm a little torn on that subject. But anyway, that's it for me. AB Intox-Detox. I hope you tune in and subscribe. I don't know. I don't have any subscribers. I think I have 1 or 2 subscribers. It's pretty pathetic right now, but we do what we can. Love your face. AB out. Bye.